Yo, people, what's up, man? We back for another week of Point Taking Podcast. It's your boy, 1000.
This is your girl, Mandy.
And your boy, 5'6" Woodley.
Hey, we back for another week of Point Taking Podcast, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. We talking all the latest and greatest in celebrity news, sports, and a host of other things, man. So we gonna keep it going, man. Yandy, what you got to tell us this week?
Well, this week we're going to go ahead and talk about that Villanova buzzer beater.
Woo!
We're also going to go ahead and talk more about Nick Young. We're going to talk about these Hall of Fame inductees. We got AI, Yao Ming, Shaq. We're also going to talk about domestic violence in the NFL and wrap it up with a little bit of Kardashian.
Everybody wants
so
to
let
be
me
a
see,
Kardashian.
but one moment, because before we get to that, Lamar, are you going to tell us how that McDonald's Classic was last week or what? What do you have to share with us this week?
He's stunning on us.
Last week I went down. Oh, and I was at the McDonald's All-American game.
Yes.
It was real great. It was a lot of talent out there. Like I said, just being involved with AAU. I just have, I have to be at different events like that. I don't have to, but it's good to find out, what's going on. Definitely when you got people that's coming to your program that's going to be playing in those All-American games like that. And also after that, I had a chance to go down to Houston and check out the Final Four. Well, I didn't go to any games. I was just down there enjoying the event. Met a lot of different coaches at the event. It was a great networking place for me and some of my coaches. We traveled down there, but that was really an exciting weekend for me. And after that, I came back out here to California, enjoying the good weather. It's 90 degrees today, so I can't complain.
Oh, jealess.
Man, it's snow here a couple days.
Y'all East Coast, don't be jealous.
East Coast is much cooler. What about you, 1000? How was your week?
Weekend was cool. Was that a Young Dolph show? Sunday, I was at Young Dolph. I didn't think it was gonna be that crazy, but the party was like very, very. It was wild. A guy got so drunk, he peed over the balcony on the crowd. Dude whipped out and peed on the crowd. And I'm like walking.
No way.
Luckily, he ain't hit me because it would have been. They'd had to call the police if he'd have
Hey,
peed
you
on
wouldn't have
me.
did nothing.
Hey, everybody throwing drinks at him, bottles. They was trying to get to him. The security saved his life. So that was the wildest thing I done ever seen in the club. But yeah, that's kind of
wild.
That was pretty wild for me. But yeah, it was cool though. Shout out to Young Dolph.
Hey, did he get? They said that Young Dolph got into a fight in the club or something. Is that true or how true is that?
No, I don't know about that. It was some fights in the club he performed the night before, but he wasn't involved in it. It was just
Okay, all right.
fighting there. But he is in an ongoing beef with Yo Gotti or something like that over the King of Memphis. So he was
I don't listen to that stuff.
He
I don't
definitely
even
hit the
know what
stage.
Young Dolph sings. Who is he? What song does he have? I don't listen to that
He
type
got
of
that
music.
preach. You ain't ever heard of Preach? You heard it. If you in the club, you heard it.
Yeah, Young Dolph. Yeah, Young Dolph is the guy that I was beefing with Yo Gotti and the other guy. Remember if you seen that?
Yeah, Black
a few weeks ago back on social media.
Yeah. They both from Memphis. She like, I
Can't
don't
be
know.
so-
You heard the song. You never heard the song in the club where they be like, born in the 80s, crack babies. I hate that part, but everybody say that.
Well, I wasn't born in the 80s, so maybe that's why, I don't know.
You
That's
can't-
not a line
that's
I'm
so-
going to sing out loud.
Social media guru and you don't know about that situation.
Listen.
That's
I
your game.
probably know more whack NBA player songs because they rapped it more than a Young Dolph. I don't know who that is. Mind you, I'm a J. Cole fan. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a J. Cole fan. To piggyback off of you with the McDonald's All-American, I'll be at the Jordan Classic next week. So I'll get to see some of the high school talent as well. If any of the listeners want to send me any questions, if they have any high school players that they've kind of been watching grow up and knock this stuff out the park, go ahead and hit me on my Instagram or my Twitter. Let me know what questions you'd like me to ask. I can go ahead and get that for you guys. Speaking of young guys, young players, I guess we could go ahead and talk about this buzzer beater. Chris Jenkins hit it pretty much, right? It was a tied game. So if he didn't hit the shot, they would have went to overtime. So it would have been a nice battle in overtime. He came up. I don't know why they didn't just do a full court press at that situation. But he was able to get up a shot, and it went in. Villanova beat UNC. I don't know if you guys are super into college sports, but I'm a Duke fan. So as a Duke fan, I am greatly happy that the Tar Heels did not win the title this year. And hopefully my Blue Devils are back taking over the game once again. What are you guys' thoughts? I think this was a great ending to March Madness. Just up until the Final Four, even the Elite Eight, I don't think any brackets won this year either. I think it was an absolute toss-up. I don't think anyone saw Villanova getting that far, doing that well, and actually winning. What are you guys' thoughts on March Madness and the Final Four?
Yeah, I definitely think it was a good March Madness this year. You know, everybody, as always, they expected Michigan State to be there somewhere. They messed up my bracket, but Villanova, I liked them. When they beat Oklahoma, I kind of felt like they had the upper hand going into the championship game. So they definitely put on a clinic the other night. So shout out to
Well, they were
Villanova.
definitely the underdog.
Yeah, they was
Not
the
too
underdog.
many people have Villanova beating UNC.
Yeah,
It's the Tar Heels. Like they've made this trip way more times than Villanova. So what about you, El Wude?
Man, I'm gonna tell you what was funny that on what I seen on social media. When that buzzer beater shot happened, Charles Barkley. Did you see the celebration of Charles Barkley?
He had to win some money. He must have won some
Yeah,
money.
you know, he definitely had some money on the game. The way that he was celebrating, I was like, man, I had to think. I said, did he go to that school? But I don't think he went to that school. But him and Michael Jordan might have put a little wager on the game, you know, because Michael Jordan is he's from Carolina. So I bet you they had a little wager on the game. But the game, you know, like I said yesterday, it was exciting. You know, it was an exciting game. It wasn't like all the other Final Four games where it was kind of like a blowout. You know, it was a game that went back and forth. So, you know, it was exciting the whole time. You couldn't even get up to go to the bathroom, else you would have missed something great. So I enjoyed the entire game, man. And
this was definitely a great championship game for sure.
Okay, yeah, way to cut me off, but okay. All right. But I don't think the people in Vegas won a lot of money. Well, they did win a lot of money because I bet you a lot of people had their money on the Tar Heels.
Hey, they probably definitely did. And like you say, Jordan and Barkley probably had a bet. I believe it. They some big gamblers, man. They some big Hall of Fame gamblers, man. And speaking of Hall of Fame, what y'all think about my boy AI, Shaq, and the 7-footer Yao Ming getting inducted into the Hall of Fame? I think that was a great thing, man. I'm glad to see AI.
Well, so that I don't cut him off, let's go ahead and get Lamar's input on that because I have quite the input on those three inductees. So go ahead, Lamar. What you think about those three guys?
I mean, you know, Shaq and AI. You know, they're definitely supposed to be in there. I think Yao Ming. I don't think he really had a Hall of Fame career. You know, nothing against him, but I just don't feel he had a Hall of Fame career. He was a big guy, but he didn't dominate. He didn't win any championships. AI didn't either, but we know the kind of excitement what he brought to the game. And you don't have to speak on Shaq, but two people should have been in there and not Yao Ming.
I'm mad that I agree with you. I will say that.
I mean, let me say this. Yao Ming
no, you're not gonna sit here. Yes, he was probably, you know, he paved the way for maybe Asians and other guys, you know, to get out there and possibly have hope because he was the first and as big as he is to play. However, that was my era of basketball. That's when I grew up. I was able to watch that, and to me, he was more injury prone than anything, and a lot of his career was spent injured. And like Lamar said, he didn't dominate, even as a center, even during the time at that point where centers were, if you don't have a center on your team, how can you win a chip? And that's the era he played in. And the fact that I don't remember him dominating or doing anything, you know, excuse me, of that caliber, I don't see him as a Hall of Fame. Allen Iverson, I mean, for heaven's sake, they pretty much praise him and say that he gave everyone the cornrows. He was the guy, you know, everyone was wearing his shoes. Allen Iverson was the Jordan back then. Like, we all wore his shoes in school. Everyone had the number 3. Hell, I had an Allen Iverson jersey dress.
Yeah, I had my braids back in the day. I had my braids.
So I think he definitely deserves that. And I think the reason it took him so long was pretty much his attitude. If you guys even know him getting on a team, a lot of people didn't want to play with him. Even as far back as the practice speech. Practice? We talking about practice? Yeah, that speech. He actually went ahead and said he regretted ever going on that rant, which of course, because it cost him a lot of money, and it caused a lot of teams not to even want to work with him. So I will say there's nothing to say about Shaq. He definitely deserves that Hall of Fame title.
I mean that I mean, just to touch on that rant he went on a little bit. Only reason that it turned negative because the media took it and everybody talked about this, talked about that. It was other issues. But if that rant wasn't considered as a negative thing and people would have just been laughing about it, then he wouldn't have really cared about it. But being that they used it in a negative way and made it look like he was cocky, that's why I think that people took it in a negative way. I mean, because you think about it, NBA, those guys don't practice. They go in and have shoot around, so it's not really considered practice. That's why you were saying practice. Practice, we don't practice. Those guys are on the road. They're 3 times a week or whatever, or 3 games out the week. So they're not even practicing. They're having a walkthrough. Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I will say, had he had that rant in today's age, it probably just definitely would have been turned into memes and would have been laughable, because we could talk about, who is it, Marshawn Lynch with the y'all know why I'm here. those same things that he does in his post-conference interviews, we now laugh at them and make memes for them. So I feel like it probably definitely wouldn't have been taken as negatively had he done that rant in the era of social media like we are doing today.
No doubt. I definitely believe that. But I don't agree with y'all about Yao Ming. Yao Ming did a lot for the game. He made the NBA so much money internationally, they ain't had no choice but to put him in the Hall of Fame. So that's why he's there, and you gotta respect it. You gotta respect it.
That's a good point. Speaking of money, and not making money though, the topic we talked about last week, Iggy Azalea, Nick Young, D'Angelo Russell. I want your input. I actually just read today, Nick Young is now deactivated from the Lakers roster. And Byron Scott went ahead and said this is a thing, it has to do with basketball. Of course, clearly the chemistry has been taken away from the Lakers roster, which couldn't have been that good anyways, considering their record for the season. But it's also been noted that they plan on shopping Nick Young this offseason. What are you guys' thoughts on that? I know we talked about chemistry being an important thing with a team. But what are you guys thinking about Nick Young being okay, well, let's just get rid of Nick Young. What's going on? What do you guys thought?
Hey, if he thought they was gonna get rid of him before they got rid of the young gun, he was crazy. That boy got a lot of upside to him. They got a lot invested in him now, so hey, he gotta go.
Man, I think personally they deactivated the wrong person. It all started from this guy when he recorded it. Like I said, I still don't know if that's Nick Young because I can't see him. I don't know his voice. But that was the problem from the get-go. So deactivating Nick Young is definitely not the problem. The problem is going to be in the future when they're bringing in guys trying to build around this guy. Teammates is not going to trust him. They're not going to want to be around him off the court. And most of the time when you build a chemistry with your team, it's usually built off the court. And from this situation, they're not going to trust him. So as a franchise, they might just want to trade this guy somewhere else. But who will want to trade for him because they know that guy will come in and mess up the chemistry in their locker room. So it's not Nick Young. It's the Russell guy.
Right. Well, Nick Young has been there, I believe, 2, possibly 3 seasons now. They ended up paying a whole lot. When he first got there, he did what he was supposed to do. Swaggy P came in like he was supposed to. However, the past couple seasons, he's been on decline. I believe his contract is like $25 million. Don't think he's played worth that potential. And at this point, the Lakers don't have a franchise player. They don't have anyone that they can build around. Keeping D'Angelo Russell, yeah, he's young. There's promise. But at this point, they really have no one that's really, that should really even stay on the team. So I think it's something. I think it's wrong what they're doing with Nick. However, they have been shopping him the past 2 off seasons, I believe. So he'll end up somewhere, probably back on the East Coast. And as far as D'Angelo Russell goes, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what players that they're able to form around him and what chemistry they're able to make going further.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that was the right move. I mean, as far as if you was going to get rid of one of them, I would have got rid of Nick Young. You know what I mean? D'Angelo Russell.
I agree.
To me, he's definitely showing, promise in the league. He kind of under Kobe wing. Maybe that's why he leaked it.
Terrible.
Kobe snitched on Shaq too. So hey, maybe they birds of a feather.
Shaq snitched on Kobe, didn't he?
No, Kobe snitched on Shaq. He said Shaq do it.
Oh, the other way. It was the other way.
Shaq cheat too.
My bad. That was the white woman in Denver that snitched on Kobe. My bad. Let me turn that around. All right.
But
well,
anyway,
speaking of, let's go ahead. Let's stay with the off-court drama affecting people's game. I guess, Young, do you want to introduce this domestic violence and this guy denying domestic violence?
Yeah, I was actually watching that. I was watching that. Was it this morning? Yesterday morning. Greg Hardy, who's also a NFL free agent, like our boy right here. It's looking real good for him because we got guys like Greg Hardy just messing up. You know what I mean? He had a little domestic violence situation or whatever, but instead of him owning up to it, everybody saw the pictures. Everybody saw, all the transcripts and everything. The girl didn't get the beating marks and the bruises from out of nowhere, but he still denies. He said, I may have did something wrong, but I didn't hit her. Well, how did she get the bruises? Unless he had somebody beat her up. But it's like you could tell he was kind of, it wasn't owning up to it and saying, I got a problem, I want to get help. Like Chris Brown did, he owned up to it. He ain't owned up to it and said I didn't hit her. So hey, he's still in denial, kind of like Myth Hits in that with his situation.
What are your thoughts on that, Lamar?
I think that they were mad at Greg Hardy because they felt like he didn't admit that he committed those crimes. And I think from Greg Hardy's point of view, he's saying I wasn't charged, so how can you say I committed those crimes? So there's all different stories or different sides. Then it's like, well, if he come out and he admits it, then it's like, why he's not locked up? So it's all types of story. Why the girl didn't come to court? Somebody said she got paid off. Then he admits it. Whatever, he didn't admit it. So I mean, it's just all kind of stories out there. And this guy feel like he didn't commit the crime because he wasn't guilty. And the public eye, they feel like he was guilty of it, but he's like, I ain't charged, so how can I be guilty if I'm not charged? Yeah,
that's a terrible mindset.
That's how people feel. If you went to court and you went to trial, they said proven guilty to proven whatever it is, proven innocent and to proven guilty in the court of law. I mean, that's the way that they're looking at it. I wasn't proven guilty, so I must be innocent. I mean, that's the view on it. That's all I'm saying.
At the end of the day, he knows, and I think it is kind of wrong. Like, if you laid hands on that woman, if you did anything to where it was abuse, like, what you did. She knows what you did. But again, you have Ray Rice's wife who went right back to him anyways. So, unfortunately, we do live in a society where women put up with that type of behavior. And especially because of his position, I'm sure that she's willing to put up with a lot more than a lot of other women would. It's unfortunate. It really is. I think it's definitely one of those things. I don't see him admitting to it because domestic violence definitely is something that ruins a guy's career. You have Ray Rice, you have Ocho Cinco, you have, Brandon Marshall has been in quite a bit of trouble as well with the same thing. So I'm sure he's not going to sit here and admit to it if he wasn't charged. He ain't got to admit to it because at the end of the day, that's going to mess up his money. It's going to mess up a lot of stuff. So,
yeah, I feel like he's still...
Actually, though, when the incident happened, he still had the opportunity with the Dallas Cowboys last year.
True.
So you would think that this incident might have went away,
right.
But apparently they still want to do interviews with him and talk about it and stuff like that. If I'm him, I'm not even having an interview. I was on a team last year. The case is done. I moved on with my life, and that's just what it is. So he just needs to stop talking to the people, giving them interviews.
Yeah.
Because if he's innocent, he don't have to tell nobody that he's innocent. I mean, it's proven. He's out. He's out free right now. He played in the league.
Right, for sure.
So, but even though he was innocent, like, so how did she get all of the scars and all of that? But I think like domestic violence is a big issue right now, especially in the NFL. They got a lot of campaigns going on with it, so they not tolerating that by any sense, whether you did it or not. Even with your name involved in that, it's gonna be some type of repercussions. Even though the court system or whatever let him get away with it, he still had some fault at hand that he didn't fess up to, which will make a lot of teams say, where's your character in that situation? So I mean, it might be tough for him this year, but we'll see how it turns out. But going forward with that interview, it was poorly conducted. He poorly conducted himself, so I don't know if I see him in the league this year.
Yeah, he might have opportunity. Like I said, it's so many sides to every story, but only two people know the truth, and that was the two people that was there. They know the true story. So
absolutely, that one wasn't caught on camera.
Exactly. With the Ray Rice incident, it was caught on camera. You seen there was no way he could have got out of that situation.
He could have got out of that.
But like anything, I'm not saying he was at fault. I'm not saying he wasn't at fault. But I mean, pictures. I mean, what do you never know with pictures? It can be pictures from 3 years ago. Y'all probably got pictures of y'allself from years ago. Is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that those pictures from years ago, but when
if I got a black eye, I know who gave me that black eye.
Right, you do know who gave you that black eye, but if you don't show up at court, then the person that gave the black eye got off, and so what did it say? Then you're saying that they didn't give you the black eye.
Lamar, listen, you wanting validity for everything? I don't know if that was Nick Young. I don't know if that picture was old. I don't know who said this. You love just.
But
you might need to go back to U of M and get your law degree.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm a type of person. It's like not just dealing with this situation, dealing with any situation. I mean, you got to have full evidence. I mean, you have people that they so-called have full evidence on that's in prison, and then they spend 20 to 30 years in prison, and then they finally get out because when they go back and now with the new DNA and all this stuff, now they're free and they didn't commit that crime. Somebody spent 30 to 40 years of their life in prison. You can't get that back. You give somebody $5 million and you can't get that back. And the whole time they were saying, look, I'm innocent, but it didn't happen. They didn't find out they was innocent until 30 to 40 years later. You know what I'm saying?
Your name is DA 5640. But you a defense attorney. That's what you are. You trying to get everybody out. Everybody's innocent.
I'm not trying to get everybody out. What I'm saying is I'm just a person if he would have been charged guilty, then they would have said he committed the crime. Correct?
Correct.
But in the public eye, but then when you're not found guilty, you're still really guilty.
True.
So which one it is? We can't have it both ways. Like we can't have it both ways. In our eyes, a person is guilty, and other people are like, no, he didn't do it. I mean, you look at the O.J. Simpson case back in the day. Now they're showing it on TV with all the different stuff. It was a whole bunch of people that said he wasn't guilty. And a whole bunch of people said he was guilty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean that's in every crime. When you're dealing with police brutality, dealing with all this different stuff, it's always going to be people with you, people against you. And then so anywhere it goes, somebody's going to be mad about the situation because they feel like these certain people are not treated right, or they only got off because of this or that. It's all those different sides.
For sure.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I definitely agree with that, man. But all I know is something happened. I don't got all the facts, so I really can't say. Yeah. But I just know his apology, or he didn't really even apologize. He just said, I didn't do nothing. He didn't say, I'm sorry, or in no sense of the way. He just...
But
once you apologize, you're
guilty.
You're guilty once you apologize. So he's not going to go ahead and apologize. I'm not saying sorry for something I ain't do. Period. Right.
Well, hey, we don't know. Like you say, we weren't there. We don't know. I guess we gotta agree to disagree on that one. I don't know. I'm in a gray area on that one.
Well, are you in a gray area about this Rob Kardashian, Black China engagement? I don't know if you guys know what's going on with this.
I don't know, man.
Basically,
stuff like
over the week. Well, but maybe everyone's not on social media. Let me update them real quick.
Okay, let them know.
So basically, guys. Black China. Black China is the baby moms to Tyga, the rapper, who is currently dating Kylie Jenner, who is a Kardashian. It looks like Black China and Rob Kardashian went ahead and got engaged with a very nice ring, might I add. If anyone wants to propose to me out there, that type of ring is what needs to go on this finger. Actually, no. Well, either one. Listen, I'll take it. I like the ring. The ring is dope. I will say none of the Kardashian clan has publicly congratulated Rob, And actually, on TMZ today, they went ahead and called Rob a serial proposer, claiming that he's also proposed to ex-girlfriend Adrienne Bailon and ex-girlfriend Rita Ora. So they don't take the relationship serious, and they don't think it'll last that long. What do you guys think of this situation?
Hey, this one is it's kind of interesting, man. They say they've been together like 10 weeks. He done pulled the ring
Three,
out after
3 months. 3 months.
yeah, almost 3 months, 10 weeks. So hey, that's
Well, Lamar and Chloe got engaged after 30 days.
well,
And we
that's
see how
true.
that ended.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I
I
mean, let's
don't
be
know.
honest.
It's just how you look at it. Like you say, he got a track record of he one of them old falling in love. You know what I mean? He one of them type of cats. He gets something, he want to wife it up. He want to put some cuffs on it. Hey, so hey, but it's just weird to me. You know, it's a whole little family thing. You know, it's just crazy. Hey,
Right.
I guess everybody want to be a Kardashian.
Man, you know what the problem is now with some of these celebrities and all this media attention, man. It's like they do it for attention. So
For
now,
attention.
you
Exactly.
know, now I didn't propose to you. Now we might get our own show because we know that she dated this dude and
Yep.
his sister is, you know. So now we're looking for a show because now I got engaged to you. That don't mean we're getting married. We might just be getting engaged for some benefits of letting the media pump that up and letting our name continue to build. So now we get a TV show, and guess who's gonna be tuned in? All of us, just like we're talking about it right now,
Absolutely.
gonna be tuned into it. So he bought that ring and it's shiny, but at the end of the day, they're trying to get a show. I mean, who really? I don't really care about them. I don't know much about them. Only I just see them when I'm going through social media. What's exciting about their lives? Nothing at all. You know, but it's the media building it up. So they just gave you something else to build on by putting the ring on, and now just really building it up. So that's all it is. I think it's publicity stunt at the end of the day, and just people love to just now tune in to that type of stuff.
Absolutely. I think when you crave attention and you pretty much make your money off of attention, that's what it is. And we know the entire Kardashian clan. Any way they can make money, they will. Although Rob has been blacklisted from the family, to a sense, I feel like this could be just a way of getting back at his family as well. I mean, I wish them the best. I don't have a ring yet. I can't talk about nothing. I mean, I can't sit here and throw shade at her. I mean, hey, she got wife. I've been seeing tons of memes about hoes don't get wife. However, Amber and her have now had a ring. So, and Amber went through a whole wedding, and Drea is
So
getting married. Drea
are
is
you
about to
are you
have a
calling,
baby. And
are you calling them hoes?
listen, they have a track record,
They
and they
holdings
were
has been
strippers.
deleted.
They were strippers. So listen, hoes be winning. Amber claims the whole title, like she loves the whole title. So she and China are good friends, and they publicly embrace the term hoe and slut, and that's what they like to refer to themselves as. So listen, it's not me calling them anything because I am all for women embracing their sexuality and everything else. I'm just saying I've seen memes that poked fun at it. Of course, they want everyone to be Aisha Curry now. So
So would they be considered hoes just because the type of guys that they dated that was in the media
absolutely not.
spotlight?
Absolutely not. I don't feel like a female is a hoe because they've dated athletes. A
Only
female is a
them,
hoe
the only,
because of
them the only two guys I've known she dated. I mean, you got the
who?
Wiz, you got the Kanye, Amber Rose. I don't know her track record. What is her track record?
I don't know her track record.
Black.
So do
But
that
she
make her a hoe?
embraces the term. Well, she's currently with Terrence Ross. She also messed with Amari Stoudemire. She was also messed. She has quite a track record, actually.
Did you see where's the
dealt with
evidence
Reggie
saying that
Bush.
she messed with him? Maybe they was out. Maybe they
This
just
dude
out
is
on
a
a date.
lawyer.
Like
They were playing with each other.
they might have met at the same restaurant. Like, hey, Amber, hey, come over here and sit with us. So now he sit with his TMZ, get a snapshot. Oh, look what we seen on the day. They
Hey.
just at the same restaurant or something. That's all. I'm saying.
Defense attorney Woodley, listen.
Yeah.
I just reported, okay? Listen, defense attorney.
And it'll
But no,
convince you.
anyways, what I want to know from you guys, who took the L of the week? You know what? Let me go ahead and it can't be anyone but UNC. Hello. They sat here, they didn't play defense. They went ahead, allowed Villanova to get a shot up, and it went in to lose the national championship title. To me, you don't take a bigger L than that. Losing at a buzzer beater, could have went into overtime, could have took the game. They didn't. All the memes of the Jordan crying face says it alone. I think that's all I saw on my
They was
timeline.
perfect.
If you get the Jordan meme put on your body, you definitely take the L.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely got to get him the L of the week with that one, man. With that being Jordan alma mater, it was Jordan heads on every player on their team, so I definitely got to go with them for the L of the week, man. What about you, Woody?
The L of the week, man, we're good friends, but I might have to give it to Troy Smith on him getting pulled over, and he was thinking that he was an officer. I mean, that was
I saw
that was
that.
the L of the week for me.
Wait, can you
So,
explain to the listeners what you're talking about? Because I'm not up to date on this.
when Troy Smith, Ohio State ex quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner, he got pulled over DUI in Ohio this past weekend, and it was just one of those scenes, man. That luckily, like I said, no one got hurt, but it was kind of funny at the same time because the officers, they knew he was out of it a little bit, so they asked him certain questions and he answered them not so good. But like I said, luckily nobody got hurt in that situation, but he got to take the L of the week. Troy, sorry, you my boy. Appreciate you for coming out to the camp, but yeah, you got to take that, man. Sorry.
Yeah, I heard the audio, man. He said, yeah, I got a degree in the bachelor's. He said he got a degree in bachelor's. You got a bachelor's degree, you mean? He was clearly intoxicated.
I gotta check that audio out.
He was clearly intoxicated.
I gotta check that audio out.
Yeah, but like I said,
all right, guys. Well,
we almost to the end of the road. And one last thing, speaking of the end of the road, let's talk about them Golden State Warriors who at the end of the road are trying to get the 73 wins. Are they going to do it? I don't think they could lose another game. They got to win 4 straight because they lost last night to Minnesota in overtime. And the last...
Oh, no, I didn't even see that. And I know they lost to Boston.
Yep. So,
earlier this week.
And 2 of the last 4 are against the Spurs. So what do you guys think? Can they do it?
That's a tough one. The Spurs are, Pop just knows what he's doing down there in San Antonio. And I just feel like that's a super vet team. They know what they're doing. You still got Timmy out there. You just got guys that know how to play under pressure. I think it'll be really tough for them to snag these last, you said 4 games, 2 against the Spurs. And honestly, these guys are tired. Like this is the end of the season, and normally, even though they've sat here, they've clinched a playoff spot for a long time. They haven't been sitting their starters. A lot of time, these guys get rest once they clinch that 1 or 2 or 3 seed. You have your starters resting, and I think because they are trying to beat that Bulls record, these guys have been going out there putting in all their minutes, knowing that they're about to go into postseason with the playoffs. So, I don't know. I think these guys needed some rest, and because they're trying to go ahead and break that record, they haven't really been getting the rest they need. So you have Steph out there playing all the minutes. You have Draymond out there playing all these minutes. I don't know. I'd like to see them do it, but I don't know. I don't know if the chips are stacked against them or not.
Yeah, and being the Golden State Warriors in the position that they're in, everybody trying to beat them, they're going to get everybody best punch every night. Yep. So night in and night out, they're going to get everybody best punch because everybody's trying to beat them. They don't want to be on that history of them winning those 73 games like all the teams that the Bulls beat that year. I mean, they're always going to be linked up to that whole process. I think a lot of teams don't want to be linked up to that process. And now it's coming down to the end of the road, and you got San Antonio coming in your house where San Antonio beat you when you were at home. They had a great game plan. So it's going to be tough for them to do it. But I think overall the Golden State Warriors can go out there and reach that. And we'll find out when they play against the San Antonio, I think tomorrow night or tomorrow. Yeah, so
Sunday.
We'll see. I might go to the game.
Hey. You're so fancy. I want to be like you when I grow up.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, man. I think that first game would be real competitive. That last game gonna come down to the second team, and Golden State clearly has one of the best second teams in the NBA off they bench roster. So I think they can get it done, man. If they just don't slip up before Sunday. So
all right, guys. What I want to know before we wrap up this show for the week, what are your final thoughts? What would you guys like to let the listeners know about, what topics we discussed, what's been going on for the week, or any advice you want to give to our listeners? What's going on? What's in your mind? What's the final thought before we log off?
Well, I tell you what, my final thought is looking at the NCAA championship and looking at Golden State last night playing against Minnesota. You better bet with the underdogs if you want to win some money, because it seems like the underdogs are starting to win, and the ones that's supposed to win is losing. So bet with the underdog if you want to win some money this week.
My final thought, I guess this will go to men and women. Choose your partner wisely. I feel like that's a really big thing. You have, the Iggy Azalea, Nick Young situation. You have the domestic violence situation with Hardy. Now you have the Black China, Rob Kardashian. Is it for attention? Is it genuine? I just feel like everyone should play with each other's money, hearts, emotions. And my final thought is just to pick your partner wisely.
Yeah, I was kind of hinting at that too.
You ain't know what you was hitting at. You ain't know what you was gonna say.
People, when you out there, similar to what Mandy said, you got to choose your partner wisely. But in doing that, make sure you got all the facts. Make sure that person really is for you. Make sure they love you. You know when somebody love you. You know when they don't. You know what I mean? You know when they in it for a little money or a little fame, that's what's going on in a lot of this social media stuff and the Kardashian and all that. We'll see where it gets you in 3 months. Hey, I say give people 6 months for you do anything drastic. Anything drastic, give them 6 months. They'll show their true colors. So that's about all we got this week on Point Taken.
Think like a man.
Right.
What'd you
Act
say?
like a woman, think like a man? Oh, okay. Okay, Steve Harvey, we hear you over there. 6 months, we got you. Gotcha. And this is after you wait the 90 days to have sex.
No.
Okay, everyone?
We first night in that.
3 month rules and 6 month for marriage. Got you.
Nah.
We hear you over there, 1,000.
That's the first night. That's first night. 6 months for you. I say a couple years for you get to putting rings and all that, because that's a serious situation in itself. But we're gonna keep it that simple. 6 months for you make any drastic decisions. That's moving in. That's buying rings, paying rent, all that. 6 months.
All right. Well, I don't think you have the experience to really voice on that. But
hey, I'll be knowing.
We'll let you rock, 1,000. We'll let you rock. Anyways, guys, it's been a blast. I am completely exhausted. I have had a busy day. Until next week. Again, guys, you can reach me on Instagram at _Mandy Nicole. You can hit me on Twitter at Full Court Pumps. Again, send me your questions. Let me know what you guys want me to ask the Jordan Brand Classic seniors. These are the top 21 seniors in the USA in basketball. So I'll be there next week. Send me your questions. Let me know who I need to be looking out for, because I got to do my research.
No doubt. Y'all can also look me up on Instagram, Twitter, all that, at young_1000. That's 1000. And you can catch me every Thursday on iHeartRadio at 12. Just type in WPTS. I do the lunch break every week. We talking even more hip hop and all that. So check me out, man.
Hey, yeah, y'all can follow me at Lamar Woodley on everything at Lamar Woodley. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And also, you can catch me on Avenue 56, new podcast I'm doing also. Check me out. Till next time, people.
Peace.